Um. All right, let's transition, man. Let's talk a little bit about. This is gonna be like a Cash who hates who more type of deal because everyone knows I can't stand Stephen A. Smith and everyone knows Jay can't stand LeBron. So recently, now I don't even know who to argue for because I kind of don't like none of them no more. But maybe we don't just argue. Maybe we just address what happened. So recently, at a Laker game, LeBron ran down on Stephen A. Smith. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Get ready.
God.
He ran that.
Game bunny rabbits.
He ran. He ran down on Stephen A. Smith. Somebody had the camera out. As always, can't do anything nowadays without having a camera out. But LeBron looked very aggressive. He looked like he towers over. Stephen A's about 6'1", 6'2", my height. LeBron's what, 6'9"? He's towering over him. He's bigger than him, and he looks like he's sunning him. He's talking to him aggressively, and he looks frustrated and he looks angry. And everyone's like, damn, we know those two didn't get along. Throughout the years, those two haven't really gotten along, for whatever reasons. We'll get into that maybe later. LeBron walks away. Stephen A. addresses it on his show the next day, and everyone kind of figured it was because of Bronny, right? Because listen, Steve goes hard. Stephen A. goes hard on dude. You see what he did with Kyrie. You see what he did with KD. Yeah. Some reason he thinks he's more powerful and more influential than these guys in the NBA. And he goes after some titans. KD's a titan. Fucking LeBron is probably the titan of all titans right now in the NBA. Like, love him or hate him, he's the face of the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Even Kyrie, and I remember him saying one time, you don't want to have problems with me. You know the whole spiel he went through. You know what I'm saying? And guys like that, as much as we don't like LeBron, as much as we don't like LeBron at times or different players, guys like Stephen A. can influence contract negotiations, how a dude gets money. He can have the court of public opinion really come down on people, especially when you ride him every day. You have a national platform that gets millions of people watching every day, and you're constantly tearing these guys down. Now with Bronny, it's a little bit of a different thing because that's the man's son. You know what I'm saying? I think if he said something about LeBron probably like, whatever. I'm a billionaire, getting ready to buy a team. Second highest scorer ever in the NBA, probably the second best player of all time. I got chips. I'm the guy. You know what I'm saying? I ain't worried about Stephen A. But you're talking about the man's son. And we've talked about Bronny. We've called Bronny less than, not ready. Put it like that, not ready. Yeah. But anyway, so he runs down on him. And in fact, it was about Bronny. And I want to play the clip of what Stephen A. says it was all about. And then, Jay, I want you to come back and tell me what you think of this so-called beef.
Last night, I was in attendance at the Knicks-Lakers game, sitting courtside, where during a timeout, I believe it was in the third quarter, I was confronted by none other than LeBron James himself. LeBron had some choice words for me in regards to comments I've made prior about him in regards to his son, Bronny James. Before I get any further, let me just put to bed a couple of things that have been reported that are false. People was talking about LeBron called me out my name, or I saw somebody said he called me a bitch. Somebody said he called me a punk.
You are a bitch, nigga.
None of that is true. He was fiery. He approached me during the game and he said, "Stop effing with my son. That's my effing son. Stop effing with my son." I said, "What? Nah, man, straight up, man to man. Real talk. Stop effing with my son." And I saw how furious he was. And I said, "We can talk about it later." "Nah, F that. Stop effing with my son. That's my son. I said, "All right, dog. Fine." And he walked away. That's all he said. I knew what he was talking about. I've spoken about this before. Matter of fact, I heard that not many, not all, but a few players were upset at me about that. I think one player in particular was Draymond Green, who I haven't spoken to since. And It
It's
has no
ironic,
desire to
Draymond
speak
Green,
to
huh?
me primarily because of this, I suppose. And I found out the way that I found out, which was last night while I was at the game. I was a guest.
Anyway, he goes on to start to talk about who he's with, and he starts to suck his own dick. But Jay, what do you think of this whole thing with LeBron and I've been waiting all day to hear your take on this shit.
All right, it's crazy because I'm not a big Stephen A. fan, and I'm not a big LeBron fan. As I've stated on the show numerous times, but in this particular case, I'm going to say that I don't appreciate the way that LeBron approached him, right? And the reason why I say that is because Stephen A. 60-something years old. Stephen A. just elocuted what everybody has been saying, even
Ain't
us.
LeBron 62? No, fucking.
No, right? You know what I'm saying? Like what everybody you would think that as long as he's in the league, right? But what everybody else has kind of elocuted is that Bronny James is only in the NBA because his dad is in the NBA. No other team was picking Bronny James in that fucking draft. Nobody. The guy is in the league. The guy averages literally 0 points across the board in every major statistical category, under 1 point in every category. If you look at him on the court, he does not look ready to play NBA basketball at this point. If you really pay attention, like you could take Bronny James, and I was talking about this the other day, and drop him back in college, and he wouldn't even be in the top 150 players in college right now.
Yeah, you're right.
So with that being said, he's an NBA player, and he deserves to be discussed just like any other NBA player. He's a grown man. This is not a fucking child. And for LeBron James at 40 years old, 6'8", 6'7", 6 whatever, 265 pounds to run up on a 60-year-old journalist and fucking be aggressive and talk all the fucks and this and that, whatever Stephen A. said that he said to him, to me, is corny as fuck. LeBron needs to run up on everybody then. I'm sure that there were multiple pundits in that fucking crowd that had the same fucking take that Stephen A. has had and said worse shit than Stephen A. said. So if LeBron wants to go on this crusade against people that are talking about his bum ass son on an NBA team, go at everybody. Like, don't limit it to fucking Stephen A. And don't do it like the reason why I say it's even more corny is because LeBron James has access to speak to Stephen A. or anybody for that fashion whenever and wherever he wants. To do it in the third quarter during a timeout publicly on fucking, and don't get it wrong. LeBron James did that to try to make a statement. LeBron James did that because Stephen A. Smith is one of the biggest pundits that are out there right now. And he wanted to try to send a message to all the other pundits who are shitting on his bum ass son. Right. So that's what that was about. It wasn't about Stephen A. at that point. It was about making everybody else see, hey, I'm willing to run down on everyone. So he was trying to send a message, and the message was fucking corny. LeBron James has ridiculously done corny shit throughout his career. This is just another one of those moments. And I'll be honest with you, fuck son. I know we're not going to be able to put the lights out on him too, but there's too many people that are in cohesion and understand those circumstances. But I don't like Stephen A. But in this particular case, I don't like LeBron even more. So I'm just leaning into the direction of what I saw.
Q, hold on one sec. I think I agree